In Brad we trust, let's go.
I swear to God, I'm a classic trapper. The power and respect is the stats of master. These haters talking shit cause they trapping backwards. But I would never quit, I'm like Matthew Stafford. I brought out to the end. Come back when the English D gon' set the trend. The English D gon' set the trend. The English D gon' set the trend. The English D gon' set the trend.
What's up to all my All Leonard Lions fans? I'm about to do this review on the Lions and the Tampa Bay game. Hey, this is the second home game that the Lions is having. This is the third game that they'll be playing against the Buccaneers in the last calendar year. So that's a lot of competition. The Bucks are 1-0. The Lions are 1-0. So we about to come back and do that rematch from the playoffs last year where we kicked their ass and put them out of the playoffs. So I'm pretty sure they're going to be a little bit upset with that. The Bucks had a game last week against the Washington Commanders, and they kind of put the pounders on the Washington Commanders, 37-10. Wow, that was pretty cool. That was pretty cool. But now the Bucks are going to be shipped direct into Hart Plaza, and then they got to walk down Woodward and then just volunteer to walk into a hungry den and get mauled by some hungry ass lions. That is crazy. That's dangerous, bro. Like, who just volunteers to walk into a den with some hungry ass lions and just think that shit gonna come out cool? It's not, bro. Anyway, that brings me to tell you my victories of the game. But the victories of the game is brought to you by Fire Ass Munchies. Ass with a Z. ZZAZZ. Look it up on Instagram. They got these $5 power patches of Kool-Aid. I mean, these things are awesome. These are the best, strongest Kool-Aid and the best tasting Kool-Aid in the state of Michigan. Hook it up on Fire Ass Munchies on Instagram. Oh, and if you mention All In Podcast, you get 25% off your next purchase. So peace, power pouches. Now, my keys to the game. My keys to victory will all lie on the defensive side of the ball. Because last week, we had a good game. It was a good win in overtime with David Montgomery just running over folks and showing the power and that we are a strong, powerful team. But this week, I want to see if the defense is what they looked like yet last week. Because the Rams literally had the majority of their offensive line. They were hurt. They were hurt. So they were on some fifth string people or a guy practice squad guy, people that had no intentions on playing that game at all, and they still did a pretty good job. So I want to see if this defensive line is going to actually put pressure on Baker Mayfield all day, because you have to put pressure on Baker Mayfield, because you got to remember this: Tampa Bay and the Rams play exactly the same kind of scheme. So Tampa Bay is going to watch the game that the Rams just had and realize that Matthew Stafford only had success when he got the ball out very quick, which they changed their game plan to in the middle of the game. So of course, Tampa going to know they need to get the ball out quick to their receivers. So I think they're going to mimic that game and feel like Baker can produce in that game with his receivers and his skill people around him a little bit better than Matthew Stafford did. Plus, they healthy. So, of course, we got to be prepared for the quick pass. And also, and keeping that in mind, then we go into the secondary. So the secondary is going to have a big, big challenge this time. But Carlton Davis and Mike Evans, that's going to be the matchup to watch. Not that Carlton Davis is like one of the greatest, but he is our number one cornerback. And he's been practicing against Mike Evans for 6 years. So if it's anybody that needs to be checking or, know little ins and outs about being able to trail or follow or check Mike Evans, it would be Carlton Davis. And I'm pretty sure he's going to take this personally, seeing that he was traded. It didn't act like he wasn't a free agent and wanted to leave or anything. He was traded to the Lions after being there for 6 years, and you could tell there was a little bitterness in there because he was surprised that he was going to be traded. But now that he's a Lion, I think he's gonna, he already told the coaching staff and the players the little ins and outs, the little knickknacks, and I believe Aaron Glenn came out and said that it was one of the best presentations that a former player have ever had. Talking about things that you need to do, a little ins and outs that little nitbits that you need to win the game against this team. So I think that's going to be key. Of course, it's going to be key. I mean, anytime you go back and play your own team after they get rid of you, you want to show them something. And then Terrion gonna have his hands full with Chris Godwin. Chris Godwin could be a number one receiver in a lot of people's room. So Terrion is going to get his due. He's going to get his chance to show himself. He had a couple of pass interferences last week, but man, that was just, just nerves a little bit, first game, a little, just hand placement things, nothing to worry about at all. So I know that's going to be a good challenge that we're going to come. So we get to really see, hey, did this secondary really improve like we think it did? I believe it's improved. Is very, 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 very much improved. You know what I'm saying? So, and now, then that takes us to the linebackers. Alex, Derrick Barnes, they're going to be challenged a little bit more. They stopped the run against the Rams, but I always have to put in about the offensive line. You see Aiden was just throwing the left tackle around and stuff like that. He won't be able to do that to no starting left tackle on any other team. They won't be able to punish them and just manipulate the offensive line like they did against the Rams because those guys was just three of them was their first NFL games ever played. So, that's just mind blowing right there for a young player to come in. And then as loud as Ford Field is, and you're trying to get your first game as an offensive lineman, and you can't hear crap going on. So that had to be a very challenge. So that had to make it a little bit easier for our defensive line. So now we got DJ Reader coming back into the mix. So I want to see if they really getting that push in the middle that's causing, getting a push in the middle and really getting those pressures. Is Levi is he gonna come in and get another sack? Is Davenport going to keep pushing that pocket in? Will you see it collapse? And will you see Reader collapse in the middle, causing Aleem to have maybe a better game? But I believe Aleem had a great game last. You just didn't have a sack. People believe if you don't get a sack, I think you don't got a good game. But that's so not true because they stopped the run very, very, very well. And I would say also, I would like to say, I'm not worried about the offense. I'm not worried about the offense at all. That was just the first game. That was just jitters. That was just, we haven't played no preseason games. That's one of those type of things. And it was like Jared was reluctant to even throw the ball, but Jared is the man. So don't get it twisted. I believe he even worked on this game. I believe he get better every year just a little bit. Like Dan Campbell, they always say, if they get better just a little bit, then hey, that's a lot. That means a lot to the team, and that would affect wins in a lot of ways. So I just think Jared just need to find his rhythm and get on. I didn't St. Brown was being doubled. I don't see no problem with that. LaPorta didn't have, the great game, but he did have some catches, whatever. So I'm not worried about that. The running game was awesome. The offensive line looked awesome, and Jared is going to come do his thing. My prediction, 37 Lions, 10 Bucks. We're going to switch around the score that they had against the Washington Commanders last week, and we're going to apply that ass whooping to them in our field. And that's all I have to say. Wait for my next video. Hey, like and subscribe to my videos because they help me keep me smoking top shelf. And it'll have fire ass munchies giving me a discount on these power pouches. Peace.
I swear to God, I'm a classic trapper. The power and respect is the stats of master. These niggas talking shit cause they trapping backwards. But I would never quit, I'm like Matthew Stafford. I brought out to the end. Come back when the English D gon' set the trend. The English D gon' set the trend. The English D go set the trend. They ain't